What's going on, guys? In this video, obviously I am working on my washer. I've made a video in it in the past and decided to make another one again, and on the inside, maybe I'll be able to get it, but basically what's happening is on the inside, I have a leak. So right where the water comes down, I might be able to get it right under there. Where the water flows in, I'm getting a leak. So even after I've done the laundry, it's been a few days, I have this open and I can hear the dripping. And you can come down here and you can see that there it goes, it just dripped again, but there's some puddling action going on down here. So it's dripping even though the machine's been off and I haven't been doing anything in a while. So that is pointing to most likely one culprit. I hate you. And that's right back here. It is the water inlet valve. So those two back there, they come in and there's two valves that are controlled electronically that tell when you need water in and when to stop the water. After a certain amount of time or deterioration, what have you, they go bad and they don't close all the way, so you start getting drips. So all you have to do is make some room. I've already taken my dryer out, but you need to get behind there or at least gain access to these two back here. So I've got to pull away from the wall enough for you to see that there are a few things that you need to take out. So there's screws that go along the top here. So it looks like there's 3 up above and everything else is just being held in by tabs that should be able to slide out. So I'm going to take those out first and hopefully I'll be able to get this out. And of course, make sure that you are unplugged before you start any of this. Now, I already have this out to give you a better idea of what it looks like. If you have this same model that I do, you can see there are 3 tabs that go across the bottom of this faceplate, I'll call it. And you can see there's a little cut right there. So when it is inside each one of these 3 slots that are on the inside, they're all going to be moved over to the left. So in order to get it out, you're going to move it to the right and then up. And then you can get it out. There's going to be a lot of stuff connected to the back. So I'm just going to lay this forward like so I can look back in here. This is the unit right here. This is what needs to be replaced. So now that we know where it's at, now you just need to figure out what part number you need. Now, you can look very closely on here and see the numbers on there and try to order something based on that, or you can check the stickers. There's one back there, mine doesn't have it, or there's one underneath here, which I painted over. But regardless, let's ignore that. Just look for either a model number, search it that way, or search for the part number that is included on here, on the internet, your local hardware store, whatever you have, find something that has it. So before we get all of this stuff unplugged and we get our new one installed, of course, we've got to turn the water off. So whichever valve you have, make sure it is turned to the off position because you don't want water spurting out everywhere. So those are turned off, and you might have a little bit of dribble, a little bit of pressure still in these lines, so have some towels ready, and you're going to disconnect the 2 hoses back here. And once those are out, I went ahead and put them down there, make sure I have them on my towel just in case they drip. And if you forget which one goes to which, it is labeled on the back, so you've got cold and hot. So red is going to be hot, cold is going to be blue. And if you don't want to do that, take a picture, write it down, remember which one goes to which, because you don't want to get them mixed up. And now we have to unplug these. Red, white, and blue. America! And then that happens. Now, it's pretty much as easy as can be. You've got a Phillips head there, you've got a Phillips head there, and you also have the little hose clamp that's clamped onto there. So I'm gonna take these Phillips heads out first. And once those are taken out, I'm gonna get the hose clamp, and pretty simple. You just get some sort of pliers, squeeze that together, and pop it off. Then we're gonna throw the new one on. All right, the old one is out. You can see it right there. And I've got the new one right in here. I was able to find mine on a website that's just refurbished from old ones, so you really have to do your research if you do have a, just like I do, if you have this exact same one, you're gonna have to search online to try to find one. I searched online for the number that was on here and found a website that was selling them refurbished, I'm guessing from old scrap ones. They still have parts that work. So I've got this one. If you have a different one, just use the same method, or like I said previously, find the model number and then figure out what exactly part fits it. But this is the same thing. It's the same size. So hopefully I got the right one, and it's gonna go in exactly the same. So I'm gonna plug in the hose there, make sure the clamp is on, and then of course the two Phillips heads. Then we're gonna plug back in the connectors. And then we're gonna attach our hoses right back where they were, right here on the back, hot and cold. Once the hoses are back on and you snug them nice and tight on here, they're not going anywhere, then you're gonna turn your hot water and your cold water on and make sure there's no leaks. You wanna do this now, or else if you put it back, you put everything back together and then it starts dripping, then you're gonna have to take everything back out and it's gonna be a whole hassle. So do this now while you still have access. So those are turned back on. We've got no leaks, so nothing to worry about. Now, all we have to do is pop this back in place, make sure all the holes are lined up. We're gonna pop this faceplate back on, so it's gotta go and slide over to the left. And we gotta put our screws back on the back. So 1, 2, and 3. And just like that, we're done. Make sure you plug the washer back in, move everything back into place, and just like that, no more dripping.